God bless you and welcome back to Quest for Heaven's Best. Today we want to talk to the unmarried and the young adults, and we'll bring family in there too. Ecclesiastes chapter 12 verse 1, it says, "Remember now thy Creator in the days of thy youth, while the evil days come not, nor the years draw nigh, when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them." In other words, God is saying, here's the man in this particular context. This is Solomon talking, and in this context he's called the preacher. In the Hebrew it's the word kohelet. So he's called the preacher. And so he's admonishing the people that he's talking to. He says, remember to connect with God while you're young, in the days of your youth. He said, before you get to the days where it gets hard to live, where you start getting backaches, headaches, Uncle Arthur starts showing up. He says, remember God then, because if you remember him then he'll make those latter days greater for you. And so I don't know where you are in your state of being unmarried. I don't know where you are as far as your age is concerned. But listen, God wants you to remember him now so that he can give you pleasure in your old age. If you remember Sarah, when God comes to Sarah and Abraham in Genesis chapter 18, and God tells them that they're going to have a baby, and Sarah says, "What?" And she laughs, and she says, "Shall I have pleasure in my old age?" And if you've been around Nation of Kings any length of time, you know what she was talking about at that point. But watch this. She is 90 years old, and God is saying that she's about to have the most pleasurable days of her life at 90. It was because she remembered God in her youthful days. She served God in the days of her youth. And so listen, God wants you to give him great parts of your life in the days of your youth, so that when you're older, your days can be pleasurable. So here are our prayer points: that God will give you the grace to serve him well while you're young. Second prayer point: that God will give you the grace to have pleasurable days and live a long life and have pleasurable days at the end of your days. And see, somebody may be saying, why are we praying this now? Because we need to do what old people used to call sending up our timber. Because if you invest in prayer today, it will pay off great dividends tomorrow. So those are our prayer points. God bless you. See you next week.